Hello.
Hi! Take my abundance of necklaces off. Hey guys, I'm Sarah with the Sisters Enchanted.
And I'm Anna.
The other sister behind the Sisters Enchanted. And we are here just to talk a little bit about day one of our 5 days of magic class. There's Anna's phone. She just said, I hope so-and-so doesn't call me. And her phone's ringing. So day one, if you saw your email, today's email topic was positive vibes only. So you may be like, hey, Sarah, what does that have to do with magic? Like, I was hoping to do something, different a little bit. But, as I said in the email, if you read it, if you haven't, then, check your inbox or your spam folder if you can't find it. Sorry. So anything that you try to do in the world or anything magical, it really comes down to your mindset, your frame of mind, the things that you're thinking, the things you're putting out in the world, in the universe. And yeah, so that's really super duper important. So you could sit here, you could buy, that's very loud, distracting. You could buy, just like, I'm going to shuffle some tarot cards on this loud table. You could buy yourself like a magic book. You could join classes, things online, like whatever, and start, doing all kinds of magical things. So you could open up a magic book to like, hey, Sarah, I'm Sarah too. You could open up a magic book to like a spell or something, right? And dive right in, and then like nothing happens. And you're like, well, I did it. Why isn't anything happening? And usually it's because we forget or we kind of skip the part, like the basic stuff, right? We skip the foundation stuff. So that's what we're doing here. This is like super foundation stuff. So you can, like I said, do all these spell things, all the spell work, but if your head isn't in the right place, it's not gonna work. So you've got to be open to receiving and accepting and like trusting in the universe and sending out the stuff that you want to bring back to you. So we can talk more about that. I have some examples of things here that you could use. So I put an email to kind of choose something that would be like your little reminder item or like your thing that would help you remember to keep those vibes high when things start getting rough around here. So some examples of things you could do. This is just a necklace that I wear all the time with a green calcite wire wrapped crystal stone pendant thing in it, which you can also use as a pendulum in a pinch. So that's something. And when I do any kind of like trying to bring something into my life or like spell type work or anything like that, I typically have this because I wear it all the time. And so I kind of set my intentions with it, and it's a reminder for me. There's these kind of cage things that you can find at like most like new age metaphysical shops. They're they're inexpensive. They're like $2 or $3, probably depending where you live. They might even be less money. They're plastic, so they're not like super great or fancy, but you can buy, if you want to use different crystals for different things, like if you are kind of trying to set an intention for, if you want to bring like love into your life or some self-love, or maybe you're just trying to manifest some patience, or like at work things are really hard, some energy protection, whatever. If you have little tiny crystals that you can buy usually at, again, like a new age shop, a metaphysical shop, they usually have like little crystals for like, pretty inexpensive. You can buy different crystals and you like just pop them right inside of this cage. So that's something that you can do. Another thing that I have is, this was actually a pendulum that broke, and so I put it on, or the chain broke, so I put it on a necklace, but it has an amethyst stone. So that's another thing. So besides jewelry, things that you can do to kind of like set that positive intention, the reminder to bring in the good energy and keep your thoughts really high up there. You could buy or make your own tea. Making things is always like going to take it to that next level because you're really putting your energy into it, right? So if you know how to wire wrap, which I don't, if you know how, you could wire wrap your own stone for a necklace. If you can make your own tea blends, or even just cooking like baking something or cooking dinner, and while you're doing it, just like put those positive thoughts, that positive energy into it when you're making it. And then as you eat it, like, you know, be grateful and mindful of that positive energy. So something you can do is make your own tea blend, or even just like you can buy tea and think on that positive energy. And so as you're like making the tea, steeping it and drinking it, that's something else you could do. Any kind of stone. So this is a stone. This was actually left over from kind of a spell I did a while ago, and then I melted candle wax on it, so I never took the string off. But you know, something like this as a reminder also. Yeah, the tea suggestion is, and that's something you could do. I mean, you could literally, it's awesome if you can make your own, but just like in the morning when you're, you know, just making a cup of tea or coffee or whatever, just, you know, think on like that high positive energy coming at you. But like a stone or something that you leave in a main part of your house or in your car or where you work, if you're able to have something like that, if you have like a, you know, an area at work, that's something you can leave out. You can choose an oracle card or tarot card and, you know, just again, put it in your main living area or keep it in your wallet or your purse or whatever. So it doesn't have to be something you wear on you. Candles are awesome. Of course, you know, they do burn down, but if you, you know, as you burn it and light it, you can think on that positive energy again. And then finally, just stuff you find out in nature around you. So if you don't want to spend money on something, that's totally fine. So we live near the ocean. And so I'm always collecting rocks at the beach, right? So for me, I always have stones from the ocean around. And like I actually use these more than crystals. I'm like always, you know, when I'm like really worried or something, I find myself just like breathing through it with my beach rocks, my beach stones or whatever. So anyway, so you can really use anything that you like. And the point of having an object is it helps like focus us. So I don't know if any of you took dance classes when you were younger, or like ballet as little kids, but you would do those spins, right? And the teacher, or like gymnastics, and the teacher would tell you to look at one spot so you wouldn't get dizzy. It's kind of like that. So you're soaring through life, and we have like the news, the radio, we have, you know, like negative people at work, negative people in the lines at the grocery store. I mean, the way like politics are, like there's just stuff coming at us all the time, and like hate and craziness. And so having this thing to look at or to touch or to like focus us back into remembering to keep the vibe high, that is going to help you as you move on your magical path, move forward, and you start actually doing things like spell work if that's what you want to do. Or, you know, if you're like into kitchen witchery and you're cooking with your herbs and your spices and whatever, you know, if you're doing that, but you're like complaining to your husband or your partner or like your whoever is around you, and you're just like, I'm so sick and tired of this person. You know, that's what you're putting into your food then. That's what you're putting into your magic if that's what you're doing. So yes, I use beach rocks under my bed for protection. That's awesome. Yeah, I love my beach rocks. So the whole idea here is to just have something to rein us in because it's so hard to keep our energy high, and you have a focal point to redirect energy. That's perfect, exactly. So it's so hard to do that, right? And then we all sit here and we take this time and like we create this space to make this magic, and then we're like, why isn't it, you know, it's not working, I don't know. And if we're not keeping that vibe high, you know, and that really comes down to loving ourselves too, because you don't, you know, who wants to walk through life being negative all the time? You probably don't even realize it when you're being negative. I know that sometimes, like, I find myself saying things to my husband, and I'm just like, that wasn't very nice, Sarah. But when you send that back out, it's that boomerang. It turns around and it comes back to you. What you send out is what's coming back to you. So the first day is about sending out that positive vibe. Anna, would you like to share anything? I'm just like chatting away.
I'm really good at sitting here being like, interesting. Not much to share, I guess. Like I know Sarah keeps a lot of things on her. I always keep a black tourmaline pendant on me, which also doubles as a pendulum also. But it's really good for negative energy blocking, and I tend to be sometimes negative or hard on myself or hard on others. Virgo. And I keep it hanging at like my core level, so like right where like the negative energy from others or yourself would affect you the most. So it reminds me every day to try to not be so negative or to try to not be so judgmental, and that when I am, to reflect on that and forgive myself and forgive others for that kind of negative energy and try to move on past it and learn lessons from it. So that's a reminder for me every day to
Virgo, yeah, Anna's Virgo, and and so Anna also works in in an environment where she's with the public frequently. So I'm fortunate enough to be like completely self-employed, so I am able to an extent, kind of like have a say in who I'm encountering, right? Anna doesn't have that. Anna has to talk to all kinds of people. So for Anna and those of you who work with people, it's like an extra layer, right? You've got to just like, be like, oh my gosh, I got to separate myself from you. What was I going to say? So the other thing that we talked about in the day one email was kind of those learning experiences. So when the two examples I put were the vacation ones, so a lot of us will say that like, oh, every time I'm on vacation, someone gets sick. Every time I go on vacation, it rains. There's always this bad weather or whatever. Well, okay, so maybe that literally is the case, but the idea is to recognize it as an opportunity for something. So everything that's happening to us is an opportunity to grow into something. And as we're able to recognize those opportunities for growth, when we do make some magic, we will see it, more or coming into life around us in more ways because we're open to seeing it. So when we see the good in these situations that really make us want to pull our hair out, we're going to be more open to seeing the universe delivering to us exactly what we're asking for. And so if we're telling the universe, like, hey, universe, it rains every time I go on vacation, it's going to rain every time you go on vacation, right? And even if it doesn't, even if it rains like for half a day, that's going to be the day that you notice. That's going to be the day that you think about, not those other like 5 days of sunshine. You're going to think of the day of half rain because that's what you're like focused on. So if we reframe our mind and we focus on those good things, or being stuck in traffic is a perfect one. Nobody likes to be stuck in traffic, but think of it as like a moment of peace. Or if you are stuck in the car with two screaming kids, like try to recognize that, you know what? At least we're safe here in this car. I don't know why we're stuck in traffic, but we're safe. We're breathing, and just deep breaths and look at your positive energy piece or whatever and work through it. So it's, really about finding the growth in everything, the lesson in everything, keeping your energy high no matter what's coming at you. And we all falter. We all have those times when we just like let it get to us, and that's totally okay. It's just a lot of great psychology in this lesson. I have a my master's in education, and my second business is working with kids with learning differences. So it kind of goes really, it might not seem like it, but it like really meshes really well because we have a lot of similar docs. But yeah, so it's just, anyway, just send out the things that, you want to receive back to you, and focus on the good stuff, and then have that little reminder, because it is asking a lot of ourselves to constantly, it's like another thing you're putting on your back, right? Oh, I got to be positive all the time. But if you have something with you, you have a thing to look at, or put them throughout your house, like put something in your living room, something in your kitchen, have a piece of jewelry, hang something, or put something in your car, whatever, wherever you need to put them, so that you can remember. And they can be different things. For me, I'll have a crystal in my workspace. I'll have a candle on my counter that I'm specifically lighting with the intention to like have a good day when I wake up in the morning. My necklace that I wear all the time. Some cards that'll be on my magical altar space. So you can have different things anywhere. And it's just, really about being present, being mindful of that positive energy, because as you move along your magical path, if you're totally brand new to this, then you will see that what you're setting out is what you're going to get back. So it's why we did this first, like that foundation. Really important to be positive and mindful. And if you've been doing this for a long time, then you could probably attest to that fact that if you do any kind of work and then you just ignore it like it never happened, don't think about it again, or you suddenly like turn into complete negative Nancy, then you might find that you don't have the greatest results or any results. It's just like, you did all this stuff and nothing happened.
Sarah's really good at being in a really good, clean mindset. I know when me and Sarah try to do some things together sometimes, she's like, oh, I felt so good after that spell work. I'm so abundant. And I'm like, and then like a week later, Sarah's like, yeah, I got $20. Let's go buy some smoothies. And I'm like, I lost $10 today. Like, what? So that is true.
That happened like
funny.
once. That happened like one time. That I was like,
Yeah,
I'm so abundant.
but
I
you really
manifested
are
all of
abundant.
this. And then Anna was like, I
Sarah-
manifested more bills.
Sarah, like, continuously manifests abundance. Don't let her fool you.
Not continuously, but
in spurts.
in spurts.
In spurts of abundance.
I have abundance spurts.
So it does really count when you have a really good, positive, mindset about it, and you're really putting your intentions into it, and you're not clouding your own vision and your own ability to bring positive things to your life. Because if you have negative blocks, which I know I struggle with, and I'm sure a lot of other people do, then it can really affect, your daily, magical self.
Yeah, your magical mojo. So anyway, so that's it for today. I had hoped to chat a little bit longer, but my poor husband he came home unexpectedly early from work, and we abandoned him with Anna's 5-year-old and mine and my husband's 2-year-old. So, and they don't have very good listening skills. They could probably use some of my educational services. But anyway, that's besides the point.
They did take really good naps beforehand.
They did.
Though,
So we are going to leave it at that now that I see a lot of people are coming out. But you can watch us on the replay. The replay will stay in the group. And please share with us the ideas that you have for reminders of that positive vibe, keeping those thoughts high, your energy high. Share with us what you're doing, because somebody in the group put in about like lotion and using it in the morning and night, and I thought that was completely genius. Like, it's a lot like drinking the tea or like lighting a candle in the morning and remembering as you're getting ready or whatever. And it is like a path. It's not something that you can do overnight, and it's definitely not something that's easy and that's just gonna happen. Especially if like a lot of stuff is coming at you. It takes a lot of work. So, give it a shot. Let us share with us what you're doing so that other people get some ideas in case they're like totally blocked and can't think of anything, that seems unique for them or fun and exciting. Shelly, I put the website link in a comment too, so hopefully that helps you get there. And I think that is, I feel like I was going to say something else and then got sidetracked. But share with us in the group. And throughout the week, we are going to do some more magical things. So we're going to amp it up. We're going to do a little bit of circle casting, talk about the elements. So we do have some more things coming. But first and foremost, practice that positive energy. All right, awesome, Shelly. Practice that positive energy so that stuff feels great and works for you. Because like I said, it's kind of like skipping, to college when you never went to high school. Like, you got to do this stuff first. So we'll do this stuff, and then we'll get to the other stuff. And that is it. So if you guys have any questions at all ever, feel free to put them in the group, say hi, make some new friends, share your ideas, and that's it. Yeah. So I hope you guys have a great day, and you'll get my email tomorrow morning, and you might not see Anna tomorrow on the video, but you'll see me, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Oh, Anna might do like a tarot chat this week.
yes.
Maybe.
I'm thinking of doing some tarot chats weekly, and maybe some crystal and gemstone daily spotlights, or every other day spotlights, so we can talk about some
or
stuff
Anna's
like
jam.
that. So
If you got crystal questions, ask Anna, not me.
try my best.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.